When we think of Razer, we think of PCs and gaming accessories, and we definitely don't think of smartphones. Well, that is going to have to change. As it turns out, Razer has been quietly trying to create the perfect phone for gamers, and it turned to a startup we've been fond of called Nextbit to help out. At some point in the development process, the idea that Razer should just acquire Nextbit just clicked, and now we're left with two things: a slightly bigger, more capable Razer, and the phone Razer has dreamed of building. Say hello to the $699 Razer Phone. Oh, and yes, by the way, that is its real name. Don't write it off though. This is a serious attempt to build a serious gaming phone, and Razer gets a lot right on its first try. It's hard not to trace a line between the Razer Phone and Nextbit's Robin. Their designs are very similar, but the Razer Phone is a much denser device with an anodized aluminum body, just like the company's Blade laptops. The Razer Phone is much bigger than the Robin too, but at least it makes good use of the available space. There is a hefty 4000 mAh battery inside, and sitting above and below the screen are a pair of front-facing speakers. Now, I'll just be blunt, they sound insane. They're just about the loudest speakers I've ever heard on a phone, and they're more immersive than I could have expected. We mostly heard them playing game audio, but consider me seriously impressed. Speaking of impressive, we really need to talk about this screen. The Razer Phone uses a 5.7-inch IGZO LCD panel, which is plenty bright and sumptuous all on its own. More impressive is that the screen refreshes at a rate of 120 Hz. That is a first for a globally available smartphone of this caliber, and it makes all manner of on-screen action look crazy smooth. Our video almost definitely isn't doing it justice, so you'll just have to take my word for it. Whether you're scrolling through websites like Engadget or running games like Final Fantasy XV Pocket Edition, which, by the way, we did a lot of, everything looks buttery smooth. Of course, the Razer Phone wouldn't be a Razer product if it wasn't a little over the top in the performance department. In this case, that means pairing the common Snapdragon 835 chipset and its Adreno GPU with 8GB of RAM to keep everything running as smoothly as possible. Combine that rock-solid level of performance with that super-fast screen, well, Razer might be onto something here. It helps that game developers are working to unlock the frame rates in their apps to further improve smoothness and keep screen tearing during high-intensity gameplay to a minimum. Even Razer's approach to customizing Android is laudable. It runs a mostly clean version of Android Nougat with the Nova Prime launcher preloaded, which gives people some really extensive customization options right out of the box. To be fair, Razer doesn't get everything right here. There's no headphone jack here, though the included USB-C to headphone jack adapter does include a 24-bit DAC for improved audio. It's not IP rated for water or dust resistance, so you absolutely should not take this thing out for a walk in the rain. And the dual camera, which Razer has designed with sheer simplicity in mind, just isn't all that impressive. For Razer's intended audience though, these shortcomings probably fall well short of being deal breakers. It'll be a while before we get to play with a final version of the Razer Phone, but I'll be honest, Razer's first stab at a smartphone is far, far better than I would have expected for a company with basically no experience at this. It's not for everyone, but I suspect the people who it is for are probably already whipping out their wallets.